brothers and sisters, welcome back. This is the In My Grow Show, the podcast dedicated to taking the mystery out of cannabis. Me? I'm still Alex Robles. And I want to say thank you for taking the time to hang out with me and listen to me talk about cannabis for a little while. I hope you and your garden is looking beautiful. Me personally, my garden's chugging along real good. My vegetable garden is also. I had to deal with the gopher though this week. Little bastard. What else is going on? Let's see. Alright, so let's talk about what I'm smoking. Lately I've had some green Kandy Jack, which is a cross between green Kandy and Jack Herer. And you know why I picked it up. Because of the Jack Herer. Now the green Kandy itself is already a cross of the Kandy Kush and the green Crack. So you see folks, everything out there is hybridized. Everything is a cross of everything else. Alright, what's next? And alright, on social media, so on YouTube somebody had commented, I want to give a shout out to Rusty Guillatine, commented about a video I did a while ago about making a clone in a cup of water. Rusty Guillotine, yes, takes about 3 weeks. You got to change the water about every 2 days. If you see the bottom of the glass starts to get a little algae on it, just wash the glass out or get a new disposable cup, whatever you're using. Let's see, it also helps if it doesn't get too cold. If a temperature hovers between around 68 and 85, that's optimal, okay, for that. And like I said, it takes about 3 weeks. That's the way I generally clone because I'm not in a hurry. The water itself, usually either from a fish tank or a fountain, something that's already been bubbling for a while. And again, I just change it every couple of days, and it roots out pretty good. And speaking of social media, this past week, I had made a cloner using the dewy mixture that I had gotten months ago. And it took me a while to make this. And I've had the idea to make this cloner for a while, but I didn't do it sooner because when I saw the dewy mixture, I was really skeptical. But a few days ago, I put it together. I posted a video up on my YouTube page. If you go to YouTube and type in My Grow, all one word, you'll see my YouTube channel come up. Oh, excuse me. I was having coffee and I think it gave me a little bit of gas. Alright, like I was talking about, I made the cloner out of the dewy mister, a 5-gallon bucket. I just got some neoprene plugs and a air pump that I used to use with some air stones for a different cloner. So put that all together, made a video of it. It's been going for about 4 days. Don't see any roots yet, but you know what? I'm going to kind of blame that on the cool nights because I have the cloner outside. It drops down to about the low to mid 50s here at night. So I think that's kind of holding it back a little. But I did also make a humidity dome with an old 5-gallon water jug that I had lying around. But I think I made it too tall. I have to make it a little shorter. And so we'll wait and see. And in the water, I'm just using some recharge, some microbes, and a little bit of molasses. And once again, some water from a fountain or the fish tank. Alright, so now let's get to the report from the Cannabis Frontline. On the federal level, Senator Kamala Harris co-sponsored the Marijuana Justice Act. Senator Harris announced in a video message that she will be joining Senator Cory Booker, Bernie Sanders, Christine Gillibrand, and Ron Wyden in promoting this important legislation. This comes just a week and a half after California Senator Dianne Feinstein told reporters that she has dropped her opposition to ending the federal prohibition of marijuana. Alright, good on Dianne Feinstein. So, once again, I don't understand why all of these senators don't pull together in just one bill. They're all looking to do the same thing. If not, they kind of, overlap in some areas, but just pull it all together and make it one big one. Let's see, next, in Louisiana, House Bill 579 would expand the pool of patient eligibility for medical cannabis by permitting physicians to authorize cannabis therapy to those suffering from chronic pain, post-traumatic stress disorder, severe muscle spasms, or glaucoma. An update, HB 579, was approved by the Senate on May 9th. The bill now heads back to the House for review of Senate changes. And in Michigan, Senate Republicans are expected to discuss whether to enact marijuana legalization instead of allowing the question to appear on the November ballot, with the fear that the ballot question would turn out hundreds of thousands of Democratic voters. Check that out, folks. They would rather pass marijuana law than have all of you register to vote and come out and vote. Wow. Talk about wanting to sedate the masses. Just for that, I think we should all register to vote. Go out there and vote our conscience. I don't care which way you vote. Just get out there and vote. That's all. Get involved. Read up on whatever is going on where you live and vote. All right. And in Vermont, county prosecutors are looking at ways to expunge prior marijuana convictions. I always love to hear that they're looking to expunge those convictions, man. Gives people a chance, a hope. Beautiful. And as always, I got this information off of the NORML website, that is normal.org. Go over there, stay informed, become a member. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to put on some music for you. Listen for a little bit. I'll be back. I need to take a drink. I'm getting thirsty. Okay, hang tight. Alright, thank you for letting me take that short break. I got hydrated. I feel better. Now, if you're an adult that's been curious about cannabis, whether you want to just use it to celebrate, to have a good time, to get high, or if you want to use it to treat some condition, I want you to know that there's other ways to using cannabis than just smoking it. You can take it in a raw oil form. You put a little rice-size amount on your finger, you put it on your tongue, and that's all you have to do. There are also capsules. You can have a cookie, piece of chocolate. You don't have to worry about the stigma of rolling a joint. There's nothing wrong with rolling a joint. Me personally, that's how I like to consume my cannabis, is by smoking it. But like anything, take it in moderation, especially if you're new. Slow and low is the motto, and work your way up, and pay attention to how it makes you feel. And pay attention to how it doesn't make you feel. And if you have any questions, send me an email, inmygrow@gmail.com, or you can find me on Instagram @inmygrow. If I don't have an answer, hopefully I'll help you find an answer. Now, speaking of answers, I want to talk a little bit about nitrogen deficiencies, because nitrogen deficiencies are pretty common. Your plant uses nitrogen throughout its life for a lot of different things. So the first thing you have to remember is that nitrogen is really mobile, which means that if you have a deficiency, you're going to notice it in the older, lower leaves of the plant. You're also going to notice the leaf start to turn yellow between the veins. The veins are going to stay green at the beginning, and the rest of the leaf is going to turn yellow. That's called interveinal chlorosis. And this is just going to start moving its way up. Eventually that leaf that started to turn yellow in between the veins is going to go completely yellow and just drop off and die. Now, to treat this, what I use is a fish emulsion with a little bit of kelp meal in it, because it's a nice even 2-2-2, which means it's got an MPK of 2, 2, and 2, and it's really fast acting. Other things that you could use is like a seabird guano. That's going to take a while to break down in your soil if you're using it in the raw form. I don't know if you find it in the liquid form. Blood meal also, if you use it in your soil as an amendment, just like the seabird guano, it's going to take a week, maybe 10 days to really see any changes, because it's going to take a while to break down, to let the microbes break it down and make it plant available. Now, if your plant's really, really green and like soft, supple, like almost velvety, It's hard to explain. But real just soft to the touch and super green. You might be giving it too much nitrogen. I would flush the soil. And the way I flush my soil is, let's say my plant is in a 5-gallon container. I want to water that plant from the top down until I see at least 5 gallons of water running out from the bottom. Give or take. I mean, it's hard to measure, but you can pretty much eyeball 5 gallons pouring out. It takes a while, but that's how I would start to deal with a nitrogen toxicity or having too much nitrogen. And then after I flush it, then I would feed it a nice even NPK, like once again. A nice liquid fish emulsion with kelp meal in it, something nice and even. Let's see. Well, I think I hit all the highlights from my notes. Oh, here we go. Another symptom is your plant's gonna slow down when it doesn't have enough nitrogen. It's just gonna stop growing. It's not gonna be growing as vigorously and as fast as it was before. So, get to know your plant. Yeah, well, that's it. That's all I've got for nitrogen deficiency. If you have any questions, get a hold of me, email me, Instagram me. And once again, go to my YouTube channel, check out the video about making a cloner with the Dewey Mister. Alright, brothers and sisters, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. As always, thank you for showing up. Be cool to one another, and remember to grow, learn, and teach.
Singing these same old protest songs night after night for a rowdy punk rock crowd. They lift up their hands and scream when we sing power to the poor, and we open the door to the world with our fists raised high. We're gonna fight, 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 fight until we die. We're gonna fight, 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 fight until we die. We're gonna fight, 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 fight until we die tonight. We hang out after the show, drinking beers and talking trash. Up with the poor, down with the man, our Uncle Sam.